you wake up in the morning getting out of bed with low back pain, walk around for a little bit, pain goes away, but it's a nagging thing that happens every morning. Maybe you notice that after you sit for long periods of time at the office or at home or anywhere with your friends, that when you first stand up, there's low back pain. And after you stand up for a few minutes, it seems to go away and then you can walk away. Or have you noticed that when you stand up and look at yourself in the mirror, you're in the same shape you were in when you sat in your recliner all day long? Well, today we're going to talk about that is actually not your back. I know the pain is in your back, but the pain cause is not in your back. It's on the other side, and today we're going to talk about that. Welcome back to the Muscle Repair Shop. My name is Butch Phelps. I'm a functional massage therapist, and today we're going to talk about those nagging back pains. Not so much that it affects you all day long, but from time to time you feel that catch in your back and you're not sure quite what to do with that. To be honest with you, back pain, especially low back pain and stiffness, is the #1 reason people go to doctors in America. They're being treated with the same old stuff, the pain pills, the back braces, and even injections trying to stop the pain. The problem is that they're addressing the wrong side of the body. What's causing the pain is actually on the front side of the body. So think about this for a minute. You're sitting in a chair, similar to what I'm doing here, sitting on this massage table, and you notice that the front of my thigh here is actually at a 90-degree angle to my body. So this muscle here is in a shortened state here. There's also muscles on the front of my hip here. There's 3 major muscles there. Those muscles are in a shortened state as well. There's muscles in my abdominal area. Those muscles are in a shortened state as well. There's muscles in my chest up here as I'm working on a computer, as I'm eating dinner, that are in a shortened state as well. So what happens is that when we stand up, all of those muscles, as you can see, start to pull us forward. And as they pull us forward, the pain shows up back here. What happens is that the brain is trying to keep you in a balanced, straight position when you stand up. So the muscles on the back side are going to overwork, trying to pull the muscles on the front side to get them to release so that the spine can come up straight. Now when you get up into the chest, and I've talked about this in other videos, when the chest starts to shorten up here, now you have a problem with the head going forward, but that also contributes to the low back pain as well. And so where we want to focus is going to be on the front side here in the quads, the hip flexors up here, and getting your body to actually start to stretch back out and free from the front side. And then once you do that, you now can free up from the back side. So one of the first things that I always do with people is I have them to get on a bed, and you can do it on your bed at home just like this. And you want to lay, don't force it. This may be tough at first, so you may be up to here at first. Put a pillow underneath here if you need to, and get to a point that you can slowly release the abdominal muscles and the muscles on the front of your hip to allow your back to get some rest here. Too many times, people think that if they sit up or bend down and touch their toes, that they're stretching their back out. And now they're frustrated because they thought that the back was hurting, and if I stretch it out, I'm okay. The problem is that when they bend down to touch their toes, they're in the same position they are when they sit. By laying on your stomach like that on your bed, give yourself about 3 to 5 seconds, breathe out a couple of times, take the pressure off. You're allowing the muscles here on the front side to release and let go. The second thing you can do is what I call a hip flexor stretch. And in that stretch, I'm going to show you here how to do that. Okay, so we're getting down into the hip flexor stretch here. Now as you can see, I'm down on one knee. Now for some of you it may be painful for your knee. You can put a pillow under your knee, or in my case I have a rug underneath mine. I always do it next to like a table or a bed. And what we want here is to have the one knee down and this leg here. Now, the key to this is to keep the torso nice and straight as you're doing this stretch, because you're going to stretch the hip where the knee is down on the floor. We first want to set this leg up here. So if I'm going forward and I'm leaning forward, I want, when I get as far as I can stretch, I want my knee to be directly over my ankle. If my knee can go beyond my ankle like this, now this foot is too far back. If my knee won't reach my ankle and I'm in this position when I finish, my foot is too far forward. So for me, I can go a little farther out. Now, I'm going to do this 10 times. I'm going to hold it for 5 seconds, but I'm going to breathe out as I do it. And come back. And you'll repeat that 10 times. Once you're done with the 10, because remember I told you earlier there's 3 muscles in the hip flexors, this knee down here, leave this foot right where it is, this knee down here, we're going to pull it in about 2 inches. That's the purpose of having the bed and table, to help hold you up here. You're going to come in, stretch again, hold that 5 seconds, come back, and you'll do that 10 times. Once you're done, again, you're going to leave this foot in place. You're going to take this knee here, come out another 2 inches. So my knee is going that way. So I start out here, here, and here. And now, torso straight, I'm leaning forward and stretching this back out. And again, remember, breathe out as you go forward, and you're going to open up those hips and make them much better, so that when you stand up, you can stand up nice and tall at any age. At any age. I've done this with people even with hip replacements. Now, if you do those 2 stretches during your day, what you're going to find is that you're going to have less and less back stiffness when you stand up at the end of the day. The third stretch here is going to be, again, you can do this on your bed, lay on your side like this here, and usually I just lay all the way down like this. I grab my foot and I literally pull my knee behind me. So most of the time we do a quad stretch trying to get our ankle up to our hip. I don't care if your ankle, your heel ever touches your hip. What I care about is you stretching here. So by taking your leg here and pulling back, you start to free this up so that the front of the thigh starts to loosen up and getting softer, and that's going to take some pressure off. Now, if you feel your whole body starting to rotate, you can catch your hand here and then pull back and then stretch that knee or that quadricep completely out. Hold it for the 5 seconds, so you're going to and then bring it back, and then that's going to free that up. But be sure that you do both legs, not just the one side. So if one side of your back hurts, still do both legs, because trust me when I tell you this, if you don't do that, it's going to go to the other side. It happens a lot. Those are 3 things that you can do each day of your life. I do them every morning and I do them every evening. And because I'm bent over working on people all day long, and if I didn't do that, I'd wind up with low back pain just like you. So I would suggest that you do those every morning, every evening. Probably take you 15-20 minutes. And if you're at the office and you feel your back tightening up, make sure you do the hip flexor stretch where you're down on one knee. So if you like what I had to say today, please subscribe down below, ring the bell, share this with your friends, and until next time, see ya.